I'm back.
Fuck is...
If you came back.
No one's coming back, bro. Okay, I thought we'd start today off. We're recording this. The last episode we posted was on Saturday, and it's now Wednesday. So I thought we'd start by sharing some of our stats, like our listening stats from our first episode. You ready?
Yeah.
So, on episode 1, after, how many days has it been since Saturday? Like 5? 4?
4, I think, because it was on the 8th, right? It's the 12th.
Yes. Okay. Let me see. We have 2 hours of consumption hours and 18 plays, which means...
So basically, we're famous.
No. Okay, listen to this. 2 hours of consumption, 18 plays. That means, on average, each person that listened to this stayed for 6.666 minutes and then left.
You know what? That's something.
Yeah, that's something. We have 3 comments. 2 of them are from us, and we have 6 followers though. Actually, I thought that
really
was pretty good. And I think we have like a... Oh, wait, I just saw something. We have an audience size of 9 people. So that means, on average, each person in our audience hit play twice. So that's why our plays are so high.
You know what?
Yeah.
I think we should thank Drew and Laura for getting us some publicity.
Yes, thank you, Drew and Laura. And then we also have a 5-star rating currently with like 4 or 5 reviews. So thank you. Period. We kind of ate that though. Like, that was really good.
Yeah. I think everyone just wanted to know how funny Tammy is.
Yeah, Tammy saved it.
It wasn't us, it was Tammy.
Yeah. Bro, when I sent this podcast to Drew, my brother, literally the first thing he says to me, no, like, oh my god, that's so cool. No, like, oh, I didn't know you were doing that. He goes, why is the cover art AI? Like, bitch, I drew this myself, bro. Like, whatever. Fine.
I guess our talents just aren't appreciated enough.
I know. Like, even though the cover is AI, we put hard work into that because it took us like 5 different prompts for them to get it right.
It kept making me fat, so...
Yes, it kept making AC obese because I was trying to make it so that the dog was obese because the dog is supposed to represent like my fat ass dog, and it just kept making me AC like fucking huge.
And my cat's really fat, by the way, too. Junie literally weighs like a whopping 14 pounds.
Let's see. Do you want to get started?
You forgot to announce the poll. Who was bigger?
Oh, fuck. Let me... I think I might have to check that on my phone, actually, because I can't see it on my computer screen. See, so we also left a poll on our last one that asked who's bigger, AC or me, and results are in. It's me. I'm bigger. 3 people voted for me and 1 person voted for AC.
I can say that I was the one of the votes for you.
I was the one who voted for you.
I knew it.
Okay. Do you want to start with our case today?
Yes, I do want to start with the case. So, we're talking about the Murdaugh family murders. I thought it would be really fun to do a local case again, because even though Wyatt lived in South Carolina for 16 years, he doesn't know the details of this case as much as I do, because I watched the documentary when it came out in 2023, and I thought it was really interesting. So I'll give some background info. So the Murdaughs, they were a really wealthy, well-known family. Alex was a part of this generational law firm that I can't remember if it was his grandpa or his dad that started it, but it was just a generational law firm. They had an elaborate estate called Moselle, and they ran... So the law firm, they held office in the 14th Circuit Solicitor in South Carolina, and it was across Beaufort, Colleton, Hampton, and Jasper counties.
Wait, where are those counties?
You know, kind of like near Hilton Head?
No.
Because that's where I go to the beach every summer, so...
Is that like on the beach?
Not really. Beaufort's closest to the beach.
Okay, so they're like between like they're between like Hilton Head and like Charleston and that area in Savannah, kind of.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
So the family, they're an interesting group of people. The family already had issues before all of like these murders. There was lots of controversy around them. So the oldest son, Buster, he was expelled from USC Law School because of plagiarism and low grades. And then Paul, the younger son, they say that his friends said that they suspected he had a drinking problem, but I mean, it's obvious he was an alcoholic, by the time he was a teenager. He would drink on a regular basis, and his friend said that he would be so intoxicated that they gave him like an alter ego name called Timmy, and it was just not good.
Timmy!
Timmy!
Did Timmy happen to use crutches when he was drunk?
I don't think so, but he was a redhead, if that adds anything to it.
Was Timmy from South Park a redhead? No.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Timmy.
But anyways, there was just a lot of controversy around the Murdaugh family. I mean, they were very well known and somewhat respected, but you know what they say? Well, actually, Reba said this. Don't trust yourself to no backwoods Southern lawyer. That's kind of what they were.
Don't
trust yourself to no backwoods Southern lawyer. It's the song.
Okay, I don't know that song, bro.
Well, there were this was before all of like the murder stuff went down, but there were lots of people were just suspecting like a lot of financial misconduct, and then there were mysterious deaths, and then alleged abuse of power, and obviously it was proven true. But the first kind of incident that kind of started the controversy was on July 8th, 2015. A 19-year-old boy named Stephen Smith was found dead in the middle of the road. And the Murdaughs were suspected of killing him, I guess, because their name just kept resurfacing in this case, even though they ultimately ruled the death as a hit and run. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah. Was there like a specific family member that they were leaning towards might have hit this guy, or was it just like Murdaugh?
They just associated it with Murdaugh. I didn't get enough information about it to really narrow it down.
Okay. Do we know anything about like the parent of the Murdaughs?
Oh, Maggie and Alex?
Yeah. What were the parents like?
I think they were just very odd parents. Like those boys, like they didn't really have they weren't really disciplined a lot. And I think that's why Paul kind of became an alcoholic at such an early age, is because their parents, they would just provide it to them and their friends. And I don't think there was really a lot of discipline going on. And I think that, Alex is already kind of a shady guy from running that generational law firm and, all those embezzlement allegations. So I think he was just kind of a sketchy guy. But then I didn't get the year on this, but they had a housekeeper named Gloria Statterfield. And this is when all the financial stuff was kind of starting to come to the surface, even though it wasn't proven until much later after all the trials. So Gloria Statterfield was a longtime housekeeper of the Murdaughs, and she was found dead in their house. And people thought that, they ruled in the autopsy that she was pushed down the stairs, but they found out that Alex owed millions of dollars to her sons, and the investigators were just like, oh, maybe he used her death to cover up just all that money he owed, and he didn't want to pay it. And that's kind of when the money laundering and the embezzlement kind of started to surface with him.
Okay. When did this Gloria death happen?
I think it was in 2018, maybe. You can fact check me on that. But then this was a little over a year later. I'm sure you probably have heard about this, the boat crash.
No, I have not heard about this.
Because this was really what started all of the conflict with them. Because there had been those really shady deaths, but then the boat crash, that was what really started it. So it was February 3rd, 2019, at around 2:17 a.m. A boat owned by the Murdaugh family crashed into a bridge in Beaufort, and there were really two important teenagers that were on that boat. You want to guess one of them?
Teenagers? I would say, what was the alcoholic son's name?
Paul.
Paul is one of them.
That's one, and then Mallory Beach was another one. She was thrown into the water and she died from the boat crash. Ooh. And no shock here, Paul was piloting the boat, and he was drinking a lot, and his blood alcohol level was 3 times over the legal limit.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's a lot of alk.
That's crazy.
And he was charged with 3 felonies: boating under the influence, causing death, and then boating under the influence, causing bodily injury. Because, a lot of those teenagers were injured. I don't remember all of their names, but a lot of them were severely injured. And then, obviously, Mallory Beach was killed. And then,
Okay, wait. He crashed into a bridge?
Yeah, you're going to have to watch the documentary. It was a bridge.
Bro, how the hell do you crash into a bridge? Sorry.
Okay, but his blood alcohol level was literally 3 times over the legal limit.
Oh my God, could he even see? How are you standing at the wheel if you can't see the bridge? Sorry. Oh my god.
I have no idea. Well, it resulted in him killing an innocent girl and 3 felonies, so...
Oh my god.
And, of course, the legal stuff followed Mallory Beach's death, and rightfully so, her family tried to sue the Murdaugh family, but of course, all that family money and the legacy covered it up. So that was kind of like one of the major things that happened before the murders. So, June 4th, 2021. This was kind of like before everything went down. And I think during this time, Alex and Buster were kind of premeditating it. But Maggie and Paul were found dead June 7th, 2021 in the Colleton estate.
So the parents are dead.
Well, no, okay. It was only Maggie, the mom, who died, and then Paul, the younger son, who died.
Oh.
Buster and Alex were still alive.
Okay, and Buster's the older brother and Alex is the dad?
Yeah, Buster's the one that got kicked out of USC law for plagiarism.
Mm-hmm. And Alex is the dad.
Yeah.
Huh. And how old was Paul at this time?
Oh, I think he was 22.
Okay, so he's still like an adult.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Because Buster's 29.
Okay, interesting. All right. Keep going.
Okay, so
Continue.
Alex called the police that night of June 7th. He said that, my wife and my son, they're shot. They were shot in my barn and everything because that was like the hunting property, I'm pretty sure. And they had like a bunch of dogs and stuff. And like, I think I don't remember what they would hunt there. It said in the documentary and I just did not pay attention when I rewatched it. I clearly didn't pay attention very well, but he found them dead. And the prosecutors, they didn't believe that, this was just like an accident. Like they believed that someone did this on purpose to like cover up something deeper. And Alex was in he was like visiting a relative or something, and it wasn't that far away, like right before the murders. Because if you watch the documentary, his timeline is really interesting. Like he wasn't like, it just doesn't line up to where it would prove him innocent,
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember the exact time. I'm not doing a very good job of this, but
sorry. I'm not doing a very good job with this. Recording, by the way.
I know, we're still recording. But they think that Alex had, I personally think it was Alex himself, because if you go and watch the documentary and you look at the timeline of like where they were tracking him on his phone, like they just don't add up. Like I think Alex was the one that killed him, but then there were some people thinking like, oh, maybe he hired a hitman to do it. But they do think that the deaths were staged to cover up something deeper that Alex was hiding. Like maybe it was to cover up some of his financial crimes.
Mm-hmm.
And then
so we think that he murdered his son and his wife to cover up financial crimes?
Probably to give them like a distraction and then make them feel kind of bad for him.
Oh, so that he's more of a victim rather than a so that like the public views him as a victim. Okay.
Yeah, that's what people were thinking. Like maybe he died, or like maybe Maggie and Paul were killed either by. I think maybe they did the right thing by not believing what he said, because he already had some really sketchy stuff in his past with Gloria Satterfield's murder and then Stephen Smith.
Yeah. And
then they just had like all of that stuff covered up by like the family legacy and all the money they had. So it really wasn't like anyone was being brought to justice and those victims were getting what they deserved. But the trial began in early 2023. Alex was found guilty, sentenced to 2 life terms without possible parole. No shock there. So then in September of 2021, Alex reported being shot in a roadside incident. Investigators then ruled out that he made it all up so that Buster could benefit from his life insurance money. So that was kind of when that's like when the financial crimes were resurfacing.
Wait, okay. So Alex got shot.
Well, he claimed that he did.
But okay, so he got shot so that Buster could, or claim that he got shot so Buster could get the life insurance money?
Yeah, pretty much.
Jesus. Did he shoot himself and like go to a hospital and say that he got shot, or did he just like say it?
Yeah, so he said that this happened in September of 2021. So he said that he was changing a flat tire when a car passed, turned around, and someone inside the car had apparently shot him. And he was treated for it says a superficial gunshot wound to the head in a hospital in Savannah, Georgia. But then they were just like, no, you staged this, and it was just and it was purely just so that Buster could benefit off of that life insurance money, because I think he did have a lot of He had a lot.
Okay. Do we have like a definitive, like, yes, this was like bullshit or what?
I think so. I think the investigators kind of ruled it was just like, no, this
fraud.
isn't real. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I'm trying to find like okay, yeah. So it wasn't a self-inflicted. Oh wait, it was it was not a self-inflicted bullet wound. But I mean, he was just saying that he was shot, even though the investigators were just like, no, it's not. Like, he was making it all up so that Buster could get all that money.
Okay.
And then September, kind of like the same month, he retired from the law firm, and then he decided to enter rehab after all those murders. And he had an apology saying, like, I'm immensely sorry to everyone I've hurt, including my family, friends, and colleagues. I ask for prayers as I rehabilitate myself and my relationships. But then it kind of is, again, all of his financial crimes are resurfacing, and Peter Murdaugh released a statement saying that he is no longer associated with the law firm because he misappropriated funds in violations of the PMPED standards and policies. And the law firm actually...
Who's Peter Murdaugh?
That was the name of the law firm, I think. It was Peters, Murdaugh, Parker, Ellsroth, and Detrick.
Okay, so can we go back right when Peter Murdaugh, or not Peter Murdaugh, go back to right when we like definitively decided like that the whole life insurance thing was like a scam. What happens immediately after that? Like, what's the next thing after that?
Immediately after that, he announced his resignation from the law firm, and then he entered rehab, and he released that public apology to everyone.
Okay, so he enters rehab and then leaves the law firm. Okay.
Yeah, and then that's when the law firm released the statement saying that he resigned because of the misappropriation of fund, and then he violated the PMPED standards and policies. And the firm said it contacted law enforcement about Alex and then the South Carolina bar.
Okay.
And then literally like a day after that was released, that was September 7th, 2021. This is September 8th, 2021. So his older brother, Randy Murdaugh, he was still employed by the firm, and he was shocked because, I mean, he was in rehab for a drug addiction, and he was shocked by the settling of the money and then the drug addiction, but he didn't want to condone or excuse Alex's actions, even though he was his brother. And he was just basically trying to clean it all up, saying like, oh, like, I'll pursue my client's interests with the highest degree of honesty and integrity. I always have. And then the South Carolina Supreme Court suspended Alex Murdaugh's license to practice law in South Carolina. So.
Okay.
And honestly, like, I believed Randy when he was saying like, I don't condone any of this. And he was saying that it was wrong after all the murders and everything and the drug addiction.
Okay, that makes sense.
And then literally a week later, like 5 days later, after Randy released that apology, there was law enforcement investigating missing money from the law firm.
Oh my God. I don't understand if because they seem already pretty rich. How are they still doing this? Like, why are they still like, because it seems like they're like stealing money from the firm or like trying not to get taxed or something. I don't understand why they're doing all this, like, honestly risky stuff if people keep finding out about it when literally they're already rich and they know there's a whole bunch of focus on them because of all their shit that's going on in public.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that, like, because of all their public scandals and they've had to pay so much to, like, cover it all up, and maybe he wasn't making the money he wanted to at the law firm. Maybe he was just like, oh, I'm gonna, like, just embezzle some money and do some really sketchy money laundering to where, like, you know, and then maybe he just wanted to leave more money to Buster when he got arrested.
Okay. So it's like he's
he
digging
had that big
deeper
life
and
insurance
deeper.
policy thing.
Yeah. So do you think they were running out of money, potentially?
Maybe.
Allegedly.
And then, there's so much to this, but September 14th, 2021, they charged a man named Curtis Edward Smith, age 61, of the shooting incident involved with Alex Murdaugh. So he was charged with assisted suicide, assault with battery in high aggravated nature, pointing and presenting a firearm, insurance fraud, and conspiracy to commit insurance fraud.
Oh my God.
Because Alex Murdaugh was already in this, like, drug-addicted, grieving state, and he enlisted Curtis Smith to try and shoot and kill him. so Buster could get all that money. And he believed that ending his life was his only option. And
Do you think
and then
he potentially felt guilty? Like, do you think he was the one who killed the wife? Do you think he killed the wife and his son?
Yes.
And he felt guilty about it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And the thing is, like, people were, just enabling this drug addiction with him. Mm-hmm. And I think that's why they were losing money, because he was paying for all of these illegal drugs. And, he wanted, and I think because of the guilt he had from shooting his son and his wife, and then, all this drug addiction, like, I think that's why he hired Curtis to, end it all.
Okay.
And then all of that money, too, that they were laundering, like, it's just so Buster could have something. Because, they were obviously losing money from those opioids.
Mm-hmm. So is that the case?
Pretty much. And then he turned himself in September 16th, 2021. And then November and December 2021, he was, they charged him with all of this embezzlement, money laundering, breach of trust, and forgery across multiple victims I'm pretty sure they were clients at his law firm. And then in April of 2024, he was sentenced to 40 years in federal prison for stealing from clients in the law firm. So that's pretty much our case.
Okay, so can we do a little bit of a recap just to make sure I have all the facts straight?
Yeah.
Okay, so it starts off, we have a whole bunch of these mysterious deaths surrounding the family, right?
Yeah.
With the Gloria and then the girl who got killed in the boating accident and stuff. Mm-hmm. And then so after that, then we have the main deaths where the son, where the younger brother and the mom were murdered. Don't
forget earlier, it was 2 years earlier, but the Mallory Beach when she died in the boat crash.
Mm-hmm. I remember.
So yeah, those were some of the major deaths.
Yeah. So we have that major death, and then we also have the murder of the younger brother and the mom.
Yeah.
So can we talk for a second? Why do we think? Because I think we're both kind of on the theory that it was the dad who killed the younger brother and the mom.
Yeah.
What do we think the motive is for that, though, is the question.
I think that he wanted, it's kind of because I was reading a ton of articles from ABC, and I think that the deaths were used to try and cover up all of his his drug addiction, the embezzlement with the money from the law firm and his clients. I think he just wanted to cover up his financial crimes, but then he also wanted to be presented as a victim. So maybe that, and he had connections to the Supreme Court in South Carolina because he ran that 14th Circuit Court across those counties. And I think he was going to use his connections to his advantage and just try and get out of it. Because I think that was where the abuse of power was coming from, is that he had all these connections and all this money, and he wanted to get out of it and just, no harm done, where his actions just don't have consequences because of how wealthy and powerful he is.
Yeah. Okay. So you think he was using the death, he was going to create this story where he becomes the victim of not of the victim of the murders, but a secondhand victim of the murders, so that he seems more innocent.
It was his immediate family,
Yeah, to put the attention on that instead of, his embezzlement and other crimes he's got going on.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think he could have potentially been psychopathic or narcissistic to just not give a fuck about his own family and kill them?
Slightly. And I think it was also the drug addiction too.
Yeah, that could have been it too. Do you think
he was literally addicted to fucking opioids? That's awful.
Yeah, that's a good point. Do you think the older brother was involved in that?
Yeah, because, how did Buster live? And, he had that incident where he hired the guy to, try and kill him. And, he wanted Buster to inherit all that life insurance. Mm-hmm. I do think that Buster was involved in it. And he hasn't been arrested, I don't think. But, okay. He's not in jail. He's perfectly functioning like a normal person.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking family dynamics here, because it sounds like the younger brother was an alcoholic. Even though the
Buster literally got kicked out of law school.
Yeah. And even though he got kicked out, he might have still been seen as the golden child, because he went to law school and didn't seem to be as much of an alcoholic as the little brother was, especially after this whole death revolving around like the little brother like crashing the boat and stuff, do you think maybe there was a little bit of like, you know, fuck the little brother, I'm gonna focus on my older son, like he's the golden child, I'll do anything I can to make sure he carries on like the Murdaugh legacy, you know?
Yeah, I think that Buster did have some problems because I mean, like USC actually is a decent law school. I mean, that's like really bad if you get kicked out of there. I mean, it's bad if you get kicked out of anywhere, but
I mean, I would consider getting kicked out of law school to be better than murdering a girl by crashing your boat, you know?
yeah. I think that it was definitely premeditated, and then I think that Alex had some favoritism towards Buster because he was going to take over the firm, you know, when Alex was going to retire.
Yeah. Okay. And then so after those two murders of the mother and the younger brother, and then we have the insurance or like life insurance, that thing happened.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like confirmed that like the dad like hired that random guy to shoot him for life insurance reasons.
Uh-huh. Curtis Edward Smith. That was the guy.
Okay. Do you think that's a little bit of like partly because he wants life insurance, partly because he's running out of money, but do you think it's also because like he still views himself as a victim and wants other people to see him as a victim and not this, you know, embezzling murderer bitch, you know?
Yeah, I think that but I also think part of it, like I'm not defending him in any way, but I think part of it was the drugs getting to him. Because, I mean, if you think about, like, what opioids do to you, like, I mean, who knows what was going on inside of his head. That's why I'm saying, like, I think that he knew that, like, I feel like Buster knew that his dad was crazy, and I think it was kind of out of fear why he just participated in some of this, or could have. Just like for like protecting himself. Because I mean, he's literally living a normal life now other than the fact that he had to testify in court a few times.
Yeah. Do you know what he's doing now, actually?
Let me look. Because I looked him up earlier, and apparently he got like married earlier this year.
Interesting.
I think he's just living a normal life.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. That was a good case, I feel like.
I know. I love that case. Like, I mean, obviously, like, it's awful, but it's really interesting to talk about.
Yeah. I feel like there's a lot of, like, because I know that one's, like, really famous, but I feel like the way South Carolina is and I bet, like, a lot of southern cities, you know, that little bit of, like, southern rich family with, like, dark secrets type thing. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I feel like there's got to be, like, so much more of that we don't know about.
Oh, 100%.
Literally, I don't want to say, like, what city we live in case someone actually does listen to this. That's not, like, our family. But, like, the city that we live in, or I used to live in, like, there's so much of that. Like, we go to high school with people like that, you know? Like, I don't know. I just think it's interesting.
No, yeah, I do think that, like, embezzlement and money laundering is really common among some rich people. Not all, some.
It's those damn, like, what is it? Like, the car washing places, literally, like, every single block.
Literally. They literally built, like, a ginormous one, like, 5 minutes from where I live.
Bro, it's like, oh my gosh.
Are they in Florida, too?
Not nearly, like, barely any compared to fucking our city, like barely any here. It's crazy. All there are like the random like gas station ones, you know. Yeah. But like, you know, the one like near the Walmart, like close to where I used to live, like the one near the Walmart, you know.
Yeah.
That's just not a thing here. At least I haven't seen one. Just like a big like washing.
Yeah, I know, but it's just like, why do we need these?
I remember I used to be like so scared of car washing things when I was a kid. Like when you would drive through them.
Oh, yeah.
Bro, wait, I was going to say something else, but now I can't remember. Oh, okay. This is just so unrelated to the case, but so the way my car worked is car washing, by the way, money laundering. This is how it's related. So to plug in cause like I don't have like Apple CarPlay or anything. So I have to plug this thing into my car's like carport for me to play music on my speakers. And I literally, like, I swear, I've been plugging it in too much, and now my carport is just loose. Like, it's, like, slutty. Because I will, like, hit a bump in the road or something, and my loose pussy as cardboard, like, the thing I plug into it will fall out, and I just starts blaring static.
So, oh, my God.
Like my slutty little carport, it's getting so annoying, and I have 3, and that's the only one that still works, and it's so annoying.
Loose pussy ass car.
Bro, it's such a filthy whore. Like, I can't.
She's washed.
Yes, she's washed. I don't know. Do you have anything before we call it?
No, but I do think that some of the cases, I mean, I know we've only done 2, including this one, but I think it's cool how we're doing some of these local cases.
Yeah, I think I have to start researching my next one, but I feel like my next one might be a Florida case, maybe.
Oh my God,
know.
yes.
There's got to be so many just like just awful Florida cases, like Florida man type shit.
I like looking up the mugshots of just like these like fuck ass people from Florida, and like I saw this one and it was just like Florida man is trying to sell his baby at McDonald's for a Big Mac.
See, and it's like you think these are like mugshots and like criminals, bro. I see these people every time I go to get gas.
Oh
They're everywhere. Oh my gosh. I need to tell you, it was like a week or 2 ago, I can't remember. And I was getting gas at the gas station, and this like Grim Reaper's best friend came up to me. And
oh my God.
he came up to me while I was pumping gas, and he was like, "Hey." And I was like, "Hey." And keep in mind, it's after school on like a Thursday at like 4 p.m., 3:30 p.m. Do you know what cruising is?
Like, I want to say with the car, but that sounds really wrong by the way you.
No, it's not car related. The type of cruising I'm talking about. So,
is it like a drug high?
no, cruising is like when a gay guy will talk to men in public and like try to have sex with them. And so this guy comes up to me and I'm pumping gas. Like I had just started, okay? Like I was not anywhere close to being done. So I was like kind of stuck there for a bit. And he comes up to me and he's like, "Hey." And I'm like, "Hey." And he's like, it's hot out here, isn't it?" And I'm like, "It's literally fucking November, but okay." So that's what I thought. I didn't say it. And I was just like, "Yeah, I guess so." And he was like, "Just makes you want to get naked, doesn't it?" Like, bro, I was just like, "Not really, no, I can't say that." And he was like, "Okay." And then he just like skedaddles away. And I'm just like, what the fuck?
Oh my God.
And like when I tell you this guy, I know I called him like Grim Reaper's best friend, but genuinely, like you could ask me his age. It's genuinely undefined. He could be 80. He could be like a rough 20. Like, I don't know. I can't describe a specific facial feature he has. Like, I don't think any of his facial features were necessarily super old or young or ugly. It was just he had the worst facial harmony I've ever seen. Like each trait that he had looked like it belonged to a different person, I swear. Maybe this will be in the next true crime case and he like takes his victims' body parts and sews them onto his face or something, because that's genuinely what he looked like. Oh my God, it was crazy. But yeah, that's my true crime of the day, bro.
The average day in Florida. Does that conclude it?
Yeah, I was about to say, I think that's a good ending point. All right, I'm gonna stop recording.